Hello everyone. This is me, Preet Patel, and here with us we have Abhiram Shibu, and we are on OpenTalks. In OpenTalks, we actually talk about mainly the latest news, which generally affects open source and user privacy, tech news, and those things. But we just don't read out the news. Like we kind of go inside and tell you the insights and those things because we have Abhiram Shibu with us, right? So, and then in this episode, we are going to talk about majorly 5 things. So, those 5 things consist of first, like how Google is killing Magisk, the only way to root an Android phone. Second is like how Apple is lying about the user privacy and collaborating with China for malicious stuff. Third thing is like absolutely hilarious. The only thing, like the thing which all of us use every day, that is Wi-Fi, is absolutely now attackable. So essentially, it is dead unless and until the hardware manufacturers updates the firmware or something, which is not going to happen. Then we'll talk about YUV, and then we'll talk about rights to repair. Let's go. Okay, Abhiram. So now floor is totally up to you, starting with Magisk. There you go.
Okay, so I think everyone is already getting the news from Twitter and I guess every social media, right? I mean, it is like a ripple. Like you can say every root user should already have known about this. Like the Magisk developer, right?
Right.
What is his name? I forgot. Like what is his name?
Oh, let me check.
So yeah, while yeah, his first name is John, right? So
Yeah, John Woo. Yeah.
John Woo, yeah. So
Yes.
he kind of left the open source community in the sense like he joined the dark force, right? The Google, right?
Okay.
So yeah, like I mean like I don't know what happened, right? I mean, like was he just invited by Google to work on their projects? Then he was like told, okay, like we won't tell, like we won't stop you from doing your own personal projects. Then something like that. And there was, I think there was a news like I think he is no longer working in Magisk, right? Like
Yeah, like he actually he absolutely not. So basically, see, this is his tweet, right? That he had to delete. It states like he is excited to work with the people on the other side. That he like already mentioned. He's already mentioned like he's to work with Google.
so yeah, like I think first he said like I'll be working on open source, right?
Yeah.
And he'll be working on Magisk. But I think after some time, some manager at Google just called him like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you were not supposed to work on that,
Absolutely.
right? Like, okay, and he'll be like, okay, like, then what should I do? Like, can I quit Google? Like, oh, no, you can't. Like, you're already signed up, right?
Yeah.
You're already signed up.
Correct.
Okay, I don't know how that went, right? Maybe like this, but I hope he's a good guy. Like, he didn't actually know what he was going through, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
as he kind of joined the Android security team, I think that is for like most probably the end for root users because the thing is only because of Magisk, everything like GPay and the lot of things, right? Banking apps, everything works.
Correct.
Even normal apps like apps which check the mobile data, right? How much mobile data you have left, like the operator apps like
Yeah,
MyGeo and MyGeo specific to India, right? Like something operator related app, right? Those
correct.
apps are also checking if you have root access and denying you the access if you have root access.
Right, 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 right.
So that is pretty bad because I think Magisk was the only way, right? Like,
It was the
was there
only way.
another way?
It was the
I
only way,
think
like,
we were only aware of Magisk as the way,
absolutely.
right? Only way.
The only reason why Super Su died because of the safety net, right? The only
Yes, yes.
Magisk was able to pass that thing, and because of
The
this,
how it actually did is like what he did was he actually made an overlay of this, right? Instead of putting the FU binary in the system image as normally people do, right? I mean, you just copy it to system, right?
yeah,
Instead of that, he put magisk.img in slash data, right?
okay,
And he kind of mounted that thing as an overlay of his. So
hmm,
what happened is he
okay,
actually can choose to let it be visible to apps or not, right?
right, right,
So
right, right.
that means that he can specifically filter out some apps
Yeah,
uh, from even like detecting that overlay, because there is like from that app perspective there is no FU binary because they
correct,
can't see the overlay, right?
correct.
That is a pretty cool idea, right?
Yeah,
I'm just simplifying it a lot, right? I mean,
yeah,
he has
yeah,
done a
yeah.
lot of things
Absolutely.
behind the scenes, but I don't know if he patches that, right? I mean, will there be any more?
Hmm.
There is another manager called King Root, which is getting traction nowadays, which
Yeah, because
seems
of
to also be able to do this, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if anything can actually be this good as Magisk, because
absolutely.
Magisk supported those modules and
Yeah,
you
and
know, like it was just a platform, right? I mean,
correct, correct, correct. And then what happened was like if you remember, apps got smarter. Like they detected the name of the package, named as Magisk Manager, and then they said like even though there is no root visible, there is this manager installed. So like you are rooted basically, like that
yes,
they were saying.
and I think he made a countermeasure by
Absolutely, by hiding
giving
the
an option to rename.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely
I
rename the
mean,
name and text.
think about that, right? I mean, it is
Exactly,
hard to rename an app. Like
it is absolutely yeah.
renaming means like you have to modify the source files, right? I mean,
Correct, 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 correct.
I'm pretty sure what he did was he actually put the name of the app in some kind of XML file,
Yeah,
and he kind of extracted the package and repackaged it.
right, 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 right,
I
right.
mean, I don't know how he did it. Right? I mean, like how he got with the signing, right? I mean, the Magisk has
Yeah,
to be signed, right?
absolutely.
Or maybe it's not, because Magisk is installed by a user, right? Not by
Hmm,
Google
hmm.
Pay.
That is also
I
correct,
think
right?
it needs not be signed.
It may not be signed. Yeah,
It need not be signed.
correct.
Anyway, with I think we were both listening to Google I/O, right? The next Google will actually, like the Android will actually have much more control over everything. So that means
Hmm.
I think a death of root,
We can say death of
more near.
yeah. I mean, we can say death of freedom for users like us.
Yes. The only thing why I use Android is because Android represented the choice, right? I mean,
Correct, correct, correct.
it represented if we want to do some advanced stuff,
Yeah,
we can do that. Like like the phone, it's not a phone. Like it felt
right.
like a computer which is underpowered, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
not like a laptop, but still, you can actually do stuff. Like think about the phones, right? I mean, like it is really, really powerful. I mean, in the sense, think about those 80s computers, which were like literally like big ass computers, right?
Correct,
Which had
correct,
those
correct.
what do you say, like hard terminals. I
Yeah,
mean, this phone can actually handle like I don't know, thousands or even millions of hard terminals,
absolutely.
like just with its processing power. Like
Correct.
I mean, think about that, right? Like it is
Yeah,
really, really amazing how the technology went from that place to this place. It is really, really sad to see people use this technology for like this purpose. Like you can
yeah,
say, like restricting, even though the underlying thing is Linux, like the kernel, right? It actually has all the features.
Right.
just deliberately restricting people so that for a matter of privacy, right? Privacy and security, right? That is what they are saying, right?
Yeah.
To be private and secure, you need to not have root. Like, I don't know, like it feels like Google is doing a sysadmin job. Like we
Absolutely.
are the users and Google is the sysadmin.
Yeah.
And our phones, we don't have admin access to. Like the
Exactly.
phone is totally locked, and we are just like you can say like you are given a work laptop, similar to that. Like for
Absolutely.
work laptop, you don't actually know the administrator password.
Right.
Something like that. Like it feels weird, right, to be in a place where you don't actually know the root password. Like
Yeah.
even in Mac OS and all, you know the root password. I think iOS, you don't know the root password. Like I mean, it is not even built on Unix, right? I mean, I think it is not built on Unix, right? iOS.
No. Absolutely not.
So it is not even most probably don't even have an account known as root. Like it is a
Yeah.
different operating system
Yeah, it is
as a whole.
different. Right.
It is even called not rooting, rather jailbreaking, right?
Jailbreaking. Yeah.
So it is something different actually. So
Yeah. Jailbreaking is like it is it is like not like root. Like root is the fundamental thing of Linux operating system, right? Jailbreaking is like exploiting the iOS. It is like
Yes.
exploiting the thing. So
To modify the system mainly. Right?
Yeah.
The
Correct.
system gets modifiable. With root
Correct.
also system gets modifiable, but more than that we get more hardware control. Like
Right.
the thing is hackers love having this. I mean think about this, right? If you have a pen drive, you have a Ubuntu ISO, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is really preventing you from DD IFOF from the ISO to the USB. Like only thing that is preventing you is Google not giving you root access.
Right.
I mean, for security sake, yeah, it is absolutely. But the thing is, this is not how the security should be implemented. Like Windows having admin access doesn't mean that it is not safe. It's as safe as the user is. Like if user gives admin access to a malware, yeah, like the user is stops, right?
Yeah.
As well as in phones, like the thing is in phones, even if you give admin access to malware, the admin access you have is basically bugger all.
Correct.
So in theory, yeah, like apps are not able to, penetrate your account, right? I mean, apps are not able to even uninstall apps now. Like,
right.
I think you know that, right? It is not able to, like, apps are not able to see other apps running. They are not even able to kill the other apps. They are not able to like even uninstall or install apps. Like installing instance, they will like give it to a system and system will handle it, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Like it feels like we are not the admin, right? I mean, we can talk about it a lot, but the thing is, Magisk gave us a chance to be that admin again. Like if you want control over the phone, we could have it back. But I think like with Android, I think latest version is 11, right? So 11 is with that it is dying. Like Android 12 it is dead.
Yeah, like
hope I am incorrect, right? I mean, hope I am incorrect because I really want it to be, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't want me to be correct on this particular thing. That is Android root to die with this Android 12. I hope Linux takes off, right? If it does happen.
My bet is on Plasma Mobile, like what I already told you, right? Plasma Mobile seems promising. Like Ubuntu Touch is already there, but it is. I'm not. This is like Ubuntu Touch is going in the direction of Android itself. Like it is not going in the direction of Linux. So Ubuntu Touch, although it is
problem with current phones in Linux is basically hardware acceleration.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it is a nightmare. Like the thing is, Android is looking like this only because of hardware acceleration.
Yeah.
If there is no hardware acceleration, the notification window doesn't look like translucent. Like it is a nightmare, right? I mean, think about how much CPU it will be using. That is the exact nightmare we are having with Linux.
Right.
And I think Ubuntu is going the other route just because they just want to like hack
Yeah.
it, right? I mean, instead of fixing the hardware acceleration, they want to not use any animations,
Correct.
you know,
Correct. Absolutely.
have anything. While Plasma is bold, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they are bold, and I think they also did implement uh, hardware acceleration in PinePhone and also it is beta, right? But still,
Yeah. But still, like they're trying a lot.
the thing is, it is underpowered. Like
Yeah. The hardware itself is underpowered.
is underpowered. Like, I mean, like everything is underpowered, right? I mean, Raspberry Pis they are underpowered. Like these Qualcomms and these MediaTeks, they all have the processing power, right?
Next
Which is
level.
way higher than Raspberry Pis and all those things which run Linux.
Yeah.
I mean, the best processor we have running Linux, maybe even M1, Apple M1, right?
Right. That is
Which
correct.
which was a struggle actually, right? Getting Linux to run in that.
Right.
So yeah, like I mean, it runs now, right? At least that is a positive thing.
Yeah.
At least we
That's it.
have
Yeah.
M1.
Inside
But the
the.
thing is,
Hmm.
I don't know. Magisk getting dead is one one major milestone. Like
Yeah.
custom ROMs being dead after like Android 9, right?
Correct.
I mean, custom ROMs dying,
Yeah.
and
It is absolutely dying.
the passion is dying. Like I mean, the
It's dying.
passion of the developers.
Yeah.
Now people are all doing for the money rather than
Yeah.
uh, for the sake of doing it, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
sake in the
Absolutely.
sense like not for the sake of doing it, like sake of experimenting. And the thing is, Google has come this far only because of custom ROM
Absolutely.
developers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. They just
Like
copy the thing.
otherwise, they won't even know. Like they won't even
Yeah.
have a clue what to implement on
Exactly.
their
They,
on their
they
OS.
literally copy the things from custom rooms. It can put it as a feature in the next Android version. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they are digging their own graves, I think. So,
Yeah.
but it is
Now.
Google, so like yeah, they make their own standards, right? I mean,
Hmm.
Android back then was not like a minority, right? I mean, there was Symbian, there was a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Now it's not a minority anymore. Like now
Now
people can't live without Android.
3 billion. That
It
is a
is
huge
like
number.
now they have to only compete against one thing, that is iOS.
Yes, yeah. And that is
And
not even majority. Like that can take over, but that is not even a real competitor. I
because the
mean,
main thing is like iOS is inferior to Android
absolutely,
in features already.
absolutely
So even if they catch up, they are equal, right?
correct.
Even if Android keeps on adding the features which iOS adds, it is enough for them to be in the the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm. That is a sad story, I guess. Magisk dying.
I saw this coming from.
I think he actually deleted two tweets. Like
Oh,
two,
okay.
one was this, and other one was he is still going to work on Magisk. That tweet also
Okay.
got deleted.
Yeah, I mean that shows some hope. Like he internally might work on Magisk in the black room
Yeah.
or somewhere. But the thing is that, like, see,
I mean, I
he's
mean, like, think about it. Google is everywhere. Like, he can't, like, think about it. Like,
he can, like,
if he worked on a secret project, they know. Like, that is,
yeah,
they are the first people to know. Like,
correct,
you can't keep any secrets from the Google, like the Google, right? I
absolutely.
mean, Google is so giant to a point where, like, they are everywhere. Like,
Yeah, like, see, the thing is that he's literally working in the Android platform security team, right? So he cannot escape
I
that
mean,
team.
Magisk is dead because of him. Like, thanks to him. Because now he is going to patch that. Like,
Yeah, he's going to patch what he created.
what he worked for the entire life.
Yeah, right. That is, oh man, like Dirty Unicorns is dead, AOKP is dead. I guess more things will be dead.
I guess this is a milestone, right? I mean,
And
like
the
it's a you can say it's a depression point. Like
correct,
it's one of the chain events which is going to cause all
yeah,
mobile platforms to become you
absolutely.
know basically, I don't know, phones are degrading to phones, right? I mean, now they're becoming. They
Yeah,
used to be this.
like
You remember those Java phones?
yeah,
They used to have those Facebook apps, and that is all it had. Like
yeah, right,
now, phones are becoming same, right? I mean, they are degrading from the computers down to like
correct. Now, like,
people are not no
mm,
longer using the phones that much. I mean, in the sense like for uh, you know complex things like drafting an
yeah,
email, things like that. People are starting to withdraw from.
correct. And now, like with this, what manufacturers do have in their hand is like putting ads into the phone. Like if you remember, first was the Xiaomi, right? Xiaomi started putting the ads into their MIUI. Everyone was not happy with it, but then Samsung started putting the ad, like in the N series and those series, the mid range series,
Mid-range.
and then followed by that Oppo, Vivo, and all of them started doing that. So
I
now,
mean,
yeah,
like the thing is oppression, right? I mean, if you kind of say ads are not good,
yeah,
maybe like 1% of people will leave, right?
correct.
But the revenue is maybe like 10 times what they're going to
I see,
lose
I see.
from that 1% leaving, right?
Okay,
So it
okay,
is like you can say like they can't stop it.
yeah,
They are like at last companies are people who just wants money. Like
absolutely,
they don't really care about environment. They don't really care about whatever they are saying. Like really,
yeah,
Google says they are caring about environment. Apple says they are caring about environment.
hmm, right.
No one is like
No,
they are
absolutely,
only caring about environment for the publicity. Like like green company, right? I mean, what
yeah,
is green about Apple? Like not getting repaired. Yeah, I mean, like we are going to say about that, right? So
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah, it is
yeah,
coming up just in
I
the
think
next
we
one.
can talk about that later, right? So
Perfect.
okay, so I think Magisk is dead.
Yeah, Magisk is, I mean, not yet dead, but it is absolutely like going to be dead.
I mean, it is like standing near the grave, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
unless and until that
it's like
this developer John Woo
someone
quits
like can
Google.
pick up the project, right,
Yeah,
from
that
where
that, that
it
is that is
stopped.
high possibility.
But the main problem is it is not about pickup. It is
Yeah.
because of the patch is going to die.
Oh,
I am afraid of the patch more than like anyone is going to pick up or not, right? I
absolutely
mean, there are a lot of people who are willing to pick up for 100%,
correct.
but I don't think they have a chance against the original creator who is him, right? So
Yeah, and like after John Woo patches his patch, right? The issue is that like I'm worried he might not even be able to develop Magisk if even if he wants to, because he did patch the major thing, right? So now it will take some
I
time
mean,
for him to find.
like the main problem is he has to either introduce a vulnerability, then that will be illegal
Yeah,
because according to company policy, no one inside the company should actually like not just any company policy, right? Every
yeah,
company policy, right? No one should actually have a backdoor, add a backdoor to
correct.
what they're doing.
Yeah,
So
right.
I think I mean it's dead for good. Like
That would be savage. Like,
unless he says okay, like I'm done with Google, right?
yeah,
And quits the
no,
job.
just not quit. Just not quit. What he can do is he can basically put a backdoor, then quit, and then fly to Russia or somewhere like or China
Oh
somewhere
my
like
God.
where Google
Yeah,
cannot.
that will be a next level risk though. Like because Google blacklists him, then he is absolutely dead. Like
Yeah,
I mean, his career is gone.
the
Like
career is absolutely gone. Yeah, right.
it is not like Sci-Hub, right?
Yeah, correct,
I
correct,
mean,
correct.
Sci-Hub, even some people like even like gave him job, right? I mean, it is not as big as what Snowden did, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Snowden
Snowden,
did
oh man.
something which actually blacklisted him from everywhere. I mean, like
Yeah,
Google everywhere. Like, no one will hire him
correct.
because of USA, right? I mean, these all companies just
Interesting.
like they are basically the puppets of USA, right? So kind of
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
if USA says don't hire Snowden, I mean it is the end of the line, right?
That's
There is
end of
none.
the day.
So I think it is not as massive as what happened with Snowden, but still it is a really really big um,
Correct.
risk to take.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. So I think what is next? I
Yeah,
think
then we
should
can
move from the top,
move
right?
to the Apple. Okay, let's move. So, yeah, like everyone knows, right, how much Apple talks about the privacy. And even Apple fanboys and those stuff, like they also talk about privacy a lot. But recently we got to know like Apple is involved in massive surveillance and censorship, which is like led by China, government of China. When government of China comes into place, like what level of stuff is going on. So yeah, like you can pick up this topic from here.
Oh man, like the thing is, I don't know, like just like the Apple ecosystem, right?
Yeah,
People buy a MacBook, they buy a iPad, they buy a iPhone, they buy a Apple Watch, they buy Apple speaker, they buy Apple TV, right? The whole package. Now
absolutely.
air tags
Yeah, now it takes.
and airports.
Yeah, airports.
Maybe that
Correct.
what was the other one, like the headphone, like
Uh, that
AirPod Max, right?
airport makes yeah.
Oh man. Maybe in the near future Apple car, right?
Apple
Anyway,
car.
all integrated together into a single
Right.
server, right? What if someone just gives this key, like the, just the key, right,
Yeah,
to the most like unintelligent person ever living in the earth?
absolutely.
I mean,
Right.
that person is not intelligent, like
Yeah,
over intelligent, right?
over it.
Controlling the whole China, right?
Yeah,
If we just give the key, I mean, that is how I think that is how they censor.
correct.
I always wondered how China knows who to track down, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
I mean, if they have full access to the OS, like every apps is breached, right?
correct. Absolutely correct.
Unless the apps have good security, but you
Yeah,
already know, like in mobile space, the apps are not secure really. Like what is secure is the OS. Like the OS is supposed to secure the apps rather than the app securing itself, right?
absolutely.
So yeah, like I mean, yeah, like I don't know, like
Yeah,
it really tells you to reevaluate stuff.
absolutely. Correct.
Like think about things. Like Apple says, like the definition of privacy is Apple, right?
Yeah, yeah. Correct.
I say the definition of privacy is Linux, not Apple.
Absolutely. There you go.
Like,
There you go.
oh, this is absolutely disaster. Like, I
Right.
mean, like, see, like as a company, I would do this, right? I mean,
Correct.
I won't do it, right?
Yeah.
But if I was a company and I just did everything good for the company, right?
Yep. Yep.
Then I would absolutely do this.
Correct. Correct.
Like this is
Correct.
the
Correct.
only way. Like either you get kicked from China or you join.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like not like that. Either you get kicked from China and have a really bad competitor, right?
Yeah.
Really bad as competitor, right? For your platform. That
Correct.
is that is the deal, right? Not just getting kicked over and over and over again,
I
right?
see. I see.
Until you die. Like
Oh, man.
that is their policy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they don't just kick,
Correct.
just keep kicking. Like
Absolutely.
so, I think naturally, proactively, Tim Cook was like, Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
don't tell the press, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
are doing it. Yeah, but it basically went out.
Like there you go. Like you are the only source which is who can manufacture the stuff at very cheap price, and
Right.
you are
That is also
demanding.
one more threat. Okay, like also tell the Foxcons to like do all the child labor and like keep the children there, right? Also build the net so that
Correct,
if people just jump out, right,
correct.
they literally can be like taken back.
Yeah,
They are like, oh man, I don't want to do this anymore. Let me die, right? I mean,
yeah. Like you can imagine the stress level, right? Which people are going through, and in return,
they
what?
even get shot in India, right? And they got a really bad,
Yeah,
I guess, backlash.
because here there is no Chinese government, right?
Yeah. There is no Chinese government. Like I think they paid like 600 rupees per month. I mean,
What the hell?
what the hell? I mean, 600 rupees per month. That is the salary in India, like for the workers.
Oh
I mean,
man.
who won't report? I mean, like 600 rupees, maybe like for one day is like 100 rupees, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pushing the limits, right? 100 rupees, 6 days, 6 days food.
Oh man.
Like,
Astonishing.
I mean, like Apple is a very poor company, right? I mean,
Hmm.
they don't have any money to spend to a point where they have to basically like just give these people like 600 rupees per month.
Oh,
Really interesting, right? I mean,
really interesting. And on the other hand, what you are doing is you are disabling your the most secure encryption algorithm in your server space, and you are putting the, I mean, lower end encryption algorithm, and you are giving the key to the Chinese government, and there you go. You have the data of your Chinese people.
I mean, it is
This
not even lower end. I think it
oh,
is the high end.
okay.
Just the key, right?
This is the key. I read about this. Like they have. Let me pull out, right. Just a second. Where it was. It was somewhere around here. I lost it maybe. But the main point was like,
If you have
uh,
any idea, then you can like control it, right? By the way,
okay.
like some sentence
Server
or
was
something.
there maybe. Server was for sure there. Okay.
There are only like few more occurrences, so I think.
Okay. Oh man. So first thing what they did was they moved the data of Chinese people from the other servers in the other countries to the Chinese server, because the data of Chinese people was actually in the other country. So to control,
Yeah,
they first
yeah,
moved the
yes, yes.
data inside. Oh man, yeah,
The thing is, they didn't actually give the key to the encryption, right? Rather, they give the key to the server, right?
yeah. I see. Correct.
Where the data is all kept.
Okay,
And server is having every Chinese person's data.
okay, okay.
And God knows whose data plus, right? I mean, you know that China servers are not dedicated to China, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like maybe people who are using from USA
Yeah,
their data in China.
correct.
Then
Right,
they have access to that also.
absolutely.
Yeah, like I don't know, like yeah, China is like what I describe of China is like a black hole, right?
Yeah,
It is a black hole.
it's a black.
Everything goes in, right?
Yeah,
Nothing comes out.
nothing else. Like to this point, we don't know what is the actual number of casualty in China due to coronavirus, or maybe
Yes.
what is the if they had the vaccine from the start or not? Like we don't actually know what happened to Wuhan after the COVID thing went down.
That person came back.
Oh man.
That person came back, right? I mean, that Chinese guy who got, I guess,
Yeah.
missing,
About
right?
yeah. Okay. That is
But
interesting.
I know what happened. Like they were saying, okay, you just stay low, or we will like ensure that you will like
Yeah. Next
stay
time
low
you won't come
forever.
up.
Like
Next time you won't just won't come up.
yeah, next time there won't be any chance to stay low. Like because we will make sure that you stay low forever.
Oh man. Yeah. Right.
It is not a threat or anything. Like it's just a warning.
It's just a gentle reminder.
Just an information, right? I mean,
Yeah. It's just a friendly reminder. There you
just
go.
timely reminder. Okay, you are a citizen of China and you should obey some things, right? Like
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, the citizens are not really the people to blame, right? I mean, so many people do patronize China, but I think people are already aware. Like some of the
Yeah.
people are already aware that the country is going to a phase where they are literally censoring everything and
Absolutely.
keeping them like
Yeah.
like I will describe them as a basically like those birds, right? You just buy and keep them in
Yeah.
cages forever, right?
Yeah.
That is how like the cage is built by Chinese government, right?
Absolutely.
And the Chinese people are like food, like
Oh
they're
man.
personal food of humans, right?
Right.
And they just
Right.
keep it there,
Correct.
and everyone knows they exist,
Yeah.
but everyone doesn't know who are they and what they do, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, like
Like,
I mean, they are really successful in the business because of this. Because like they can do now cheap labor. They can basically force things. I mean, this is absolutely good for business, but for a
right.
country and people's well-being, I don't know. Like this is
Yeah. For
very
humanity,
tough.
it is like the worst thing. It is almost like North Korea is saying that we are this. China is not saying we are this, but they are this. Like they are literally not North Korea, but unannounced North Korea, like that.
I mean, North Korea is more extreme, right? I mean, like this is China is like nowhere close to North Korea when we say about it. Like
Okay.
North
Okay.
Korea, you are not even supposed to have some kind of a haircuts. You are not supposed to have any jobs of your own. You should actually choose the job which government gives you, right?
I see.
In
I
China,
see.
you do actually have the choice. Like
Yeah.
you are not
That is
there is
good.
no choice. Like you don't have a job, right? You
Right.
should have a job in China. That is the government policy. But you can choose whatever you want to do. Like it is
Yeah.
not
At
like you
least you
have
have to
to
do
do this.
something. Right.
And one thing about China is that they deny stuff even though they do it, right? For
Oh.
example, they eat a lot of animals actually. Like any animals you can see in the wild, they eat it, right?
Okay.
But they publicly like say they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But they do. Like there are a lot of YouTubers who went to China and kind of uncovered this thing. I
YouTube.
forgot.
Yeah. Right.
I forgot what was the name of the YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a American guy who married actually a Chinese woman, right?
Okay.
And he moved to like China.
Is he Mark Zuckerberg?
No, not Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, of course. Like that is one another thing, right?
Yeah.
But this person went to China to work, right? And he
Okay.
kind of fell in love with one girl, right there,
Okay.
and kind of got married.
Mm-hmm.
And now they both went to USA, right? Like
Right.
they both got out USA. But the thing is, he lived for like 14 or 15 years, right there. So he kind of exposed everything. Like he
I
took
see.
all the footages. I don't know how he basically like made out, right?
Oh man. Oh.
With all the footages, like I am pretty sure they should be also like taking footages in his memory card or something.
Yeah. Good.
Somehow he got out with the footages and he released everything. like people eating like literally anything, and also like it is really common for girls in China to like do you can say like they don't have actually money, right?
Okay.
There are a lot of girls in China, right? I mean, in the sense like the probability of like your child being a girl is higher
Oh,
in China.
okay.
So what happens is these Chinese girls become prostitutes, right? To live, and that is a problem because now
Yes, sir.
what happens is this is underage, right? Underage,
Oh,
like underage girls which are actually going into this particular situation. But China denies it, right? I mean, if you ask China if they do it, they will say they don't. But you can just search in YouTube, right? You already have
oh man.
like video proof, like video proof in the sense like that guy basically showed like those magazines where like number and everything is mentioned, like you can just call, right? It's like a call
Mm-hmm.
girl, like
Right.
and that's pathetic situation is in China. In
I
North
see.
Korea, we don't know what even happens because
Yeah.
it is not even a black hole. It doesn't exist, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it doesn't exist for it.
black hole even gives Hawking radiation, right? I mean,
Exactly.
Hawking's radiation, right? Like it
Yeah.
is like a minor radiation. At least we can observe things.
Correct.
The North Korea is like it doesn't exist. Like it is
Yeah.
not in the map.
It's not.
Did you know that China, like the map is actually incorrect deliberately,
Oh, no, I didn't.
and it changes. Like it keeps on changing the map,
Okay.
so that people don't really know where the places are
What
perfectly.
the hell?
The places are there in the map, but
Okay.
the distances and the routes are wrong.
Okay. That is interesting.
Only Beidou maps is correct, and it is only available in Chinese, and it can be only accessed in China, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man. I mean,
yeah,
China is messed up. North Korea is messed up. Thank God I'm not in both of the countries.
absolutely. We are in the most, I mean, I wouldn't say most, but comparatively safer hand compared to those.
Yeah, absolutely. Like India is, you can say like India is like gold when you compare
Yeah.
to.
Freedom is like absolutely good. Good.
I mean, there are a lot of things which we don't have freedom for, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot of things.
Okay.
But if we take that things which we have not have freedom for, and take what Chinese people don't have freedom for, this
Yeah,
is like 10 raised to 6 times or something, right?
absolutely.
Percentage. Like
Correct.
point divided by 10 raised to 6. So
Right.
10 raised to minus 6. 0.000001, right?
Yeah.
So I think we are in pretty good hands. Like every country will have their own disadvantages, but
Mhm.
don't
Absolutely.
don't
Absolutely.
don't go to China. Like
Of course not.
that is hell lot of disadvantages. You don't
Yeah.
really want that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even for studies, I won't go. Like even if I
Yeah.
am given a good chance, like I
Not
won't
at all.
take the chances. I don't want to get put into some prison, right? I mean, China feels
Exactly.
like a prison.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so what is the next?
Yeah. Then I guess we can move to the Wi-Fi is dead thing. So
Right.
there you go.
Okay, so yeah, that happened.
Really shocking,
Wi-Fi,
right?
you might think like just Wi-Fi, like Wi-Fi is dead, right? Like I mean, literal standard is dead. WPA, WEP, WPA2, like
Yeah.
WPA3, like three is not even mainstream yet. Like that is
Yeah. It
also
is.
dead.
Oh
Like the
man.
thing is, actually, how it works is basically like a packet, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Normally, you have the handshake. For giving the handshake, you actually have a packet,
Right.
and the handshake is normally encrypted, right?
Correct.
But the problem is like the fragmentation header,
Mhm.
the packet is
Mhm.
not encrypted.
Okay.
So in theory, you can actually say the packet is fragmented. right?
Okay.
Now the package is modifiable because in theory, the thing which is going to receive it is going to pass it has multiple packets.
Okay.
And we can say it is encryption required to encryption optional, right? And we can basically go with a different data stream.
Oh, I see.
So in theory, what is happening is that the fragmentation cache, right, is getting exploited. There is a side load being done, side channeling, right? Side channeling being done to the fragmentation cache.
Okay.
To basically, like the can you go back to the
Sure.
like the thing? If you go down somewhere, there should be an animation of yes turning to no and no turning to yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what happens. The packet is no, right? It is not authorized.
Okay.
If you fragment and make it in a different view, right? In an angle.
Yeah.
Then the no changes to yes. That
I
means
see.
authorized. Now we can poison DNS, right?
Oh.
And we can inject DNS. Now you have full man in the middle attack.
Wow. I see.
Right? And the major thing is this is not patchable from a software standpoint.
Oh.
This can be only patched from hardware.
Oh.
And manufacturers has to think about something like like the thing is the IEEE 802.11, right? That is the standard of Wi-Fi, right? It is not like a solid standard. It is like a IEEE 802.11 is an open standard, but it is like a standard to refer upon, right? To make. So each manufacturer has their own implementation of the thing, basically.
Right.
So the vulnerabilities, there are actually 3 vulnerabilities, which is basically frag attack, right? 3 vulnerabilities, and I have explained actually 2, right? One is packet fragmentation, and the other is cache side loading, like.
Yeah.
And there is also one more which I forgot, and there is also one more. So the thing is, these 3, any one of those is vulnerable to anyone, any network.
Okay.
So the thing is, even though the implementation is different, it is from 1979 only, right? From that particular point to now, Wi-Fi is vulnerable. Like, I mean, this went unnoticed by everyone, right?
I see.
And only patchable via firmware update. And I think we both know, right? Like, firmware update is something.
People are not doing Android updates. People are not doing Windows updates. Like the OEMs are forcing the updates, then also they are not doing. Then how can you expect firmware update when OEMs are not even creating one?
I mean, OEMs, think about this.
Yeah.
A phone which is 5 years old is 100% like you can be sure that it is going to run an outdated version of Android in the sense of software patch level.
Absolutely.
You can just go to exploit DB, right? And you can just search for exploits, and you can just get exploits. I mean, get ready exploits. You can just deploy it in Metasploit, and I mean, it is done, right?
Right.
You can just exploit the thing. It is as easy as that. Like, I mean, any script kiddie can do that, right? So that means Android security is one of the things which is way bad. Like, this is why we need Linux, right?
Yeah.
Linux instance actually doesn't do this. Like, it has a package manager, it has all those infrastructure where everything is common, right? I mean, Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi 3, all updates the package which are same.
Exactly.
And the only things which are different is kept different. Android works like a single update. It's like a major, like a single, you can say, I don't know, like a single chunk, right? I mean, it is made up of curl, all the other projects, right? I mean, it is like, I don't know why they are like making it into like a chunk, right? A system, like a chunk. They could have just updated each and every packages. Then the system will be much more safer.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
even Windows is much more safer compared to Android after
Yeah.
5 years.
That's why like now they are trying to do this project Rebel and those things, but then also like it is not at all modular. Like as
I mean,
modular
like
as
they are
Linux
going
is.
the opposite way, right? They are
Yeah.
trying to make the system run on everywhere rather than making the
Packages.
system modular.
Yeah. That's true.
System modular to a point where you can actually have uh, anything updated, right? As
Correct.
the updates comes,
Correct.
and the globally updatable things can be updated.
Yeah. Yeah. And manufacturers can actually add their own repositories and they can add their own custom apps and those things can they you see these things can be implemented. Like if there are Linux distros, like hundreds of Linux distros which can exist in parallel, then why cannot Android OSs just like they are existing right now? They can exist in the Linux way also, but they are not.
The thing is, they deliberately went the other way, right? I mean,
I see.
they
To
took something
control.
which is really great, right, and went the IoT way, right?
Oh, okay.
Like this is, I mean, yeah, that is one thing we have to talk about IoT, right? IoT is
Yeah.
dead with this thing, right?
Yeah, with this Wi-Fi
Anything which
thing.
runs on Wi-Fi with IoT, it is dead. Like,
Absolutely.
who is going to give you updates? Like, no one is
Hmm.
going to give you
Of
updates.
course not. Of course not.
Like, we both worked on a project called SAL, right? Project SAL.
Yeah.
And where we actually try to make something which is much more open to everyone,
Right.
so that if people want, they can update the firmware. Even people who know security can actually modify the system.
Correct.
Like this is what actually we both think IoT wants.
I
But
see.
now what we have is all closed source shit. Like
Yeah.
everything is closed source to a point where if manufacturer is like the god, and the god has to decide
I see.
whether to give us the privilege of not being vulnerable or not.
Correct. 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 Correct.
I mean, like open any of these things,
Yeah.
right? IoT devices. I'm pretty sure you'll be seeing a ESP like for
Absolutely.
Wi-Fi,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
there will be a microcontroller, and the microcontroller will most probably be ARM based.
Yeah, it will be most correct.
And everyone knows these are generic things.
Correct.
ARM can run any binary which is specifically compiled for ARM. Like
Yeah.
there is no different types of ARM other than ARM, Little Indian, 32-bit and 64-bit, right? I mean,
Right. Right.
there are things like that. But the thing is, if you compile for one, and then most probably it runs for a broad variety of processors.
Yeah.
And in theory, you can have an update.
Correct.
You can design your software in such a way that it can be updatable, right? It can be patched,
I see.
and the patches can be global, like in the sense like one patch will work for so many devices.
Okay.
But the thing is, no manufacturer is going to cooperate with each other, and as they are not going to cooperate with each other, the patching like this, making the standard of patching going to be harder.
Correct.
Unless someone like Google or someone is going to really take the decision to do it.
Absolutely.
It is never going to happen.
Yeah. Never. Absolutely never.
So yeah, like I think if you are interested, right, you
Yeah.
can check out. I think our Git repository, right?
Yeah. It is at github.com/abhiram/Jarvis reborn, if I spell it correctly.
Yes.
I'll put the
Absolutely.
link in the description, so if anyone wants to check, then they
Perfect.
can check.
Perfect.
And then
So
I'll
yeah,
also
like
put all of these links which we are showing here. Even though it is in the recording, I'll put.
that is pretty good, so that they can click on it and
Yeah,
go again.
they can verify it by themselves. They can even read
So
in
the
detail, like
Wi-Fi, I
yeah,
mean, like we are also victims of this, right? I mean, our project also used Wi-Fi encryption for
yeah,
granted. We
correct.
thought Wi-Fi was okay, like it is good.
Yeah,
So
but
now
now
we have a wake-up call, like we have to make the project in different way. Like we had to have our own encryption.
correct, absolutely correct.
So yeah, this is one thing, right? Like if you're making an Android app, don't just rely on system security.
Yeah.
Secure on your own, like get your hands into stuff
Correct.
and have your own libraries, have your own way of encrypting. This is one reason I like Telegram. Telegram went to a point where they invented their own encryption scheme, right?
Oh, I see.
Which is called MG Proto, right? MG Proto.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you can search for it.
MG Proto. Let me search.
MG Proto, I guess. MG
Okay.
Proto Telegram, right? You can just.
Okay. Is it Proto?
Or you can, I think you can search Telegram encryption, right?
Yes, that would be better.
Telegram. Maybe encryption standard name or something, right?
Yeah.
MT Proto, yeah,
MT Proto. Okay.
Yeah, MT Proto. Yeah, I was nearly correct. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so MT Proto is basically like people told it is a nightmare, right?
Okay.
Like it is basically insecure. The thing is, after a long time, it was certified by cryptographers as secure, like secure enough as AES.
Oh.
So you can say MT Proto means that if AES is broken, MT Proto is not broken, like most probably, right?
Correct.
So this is good because there is variance, right? I mean, there are a lot of standards. Having a lot of standards means that one breach don't affect everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
So this is one reason why I like Telegram, right?
I see.
Because you have a choice of security.
Absolutely.
And this is one of the reasons why you should actually implement your own security, right? If you want something to be secure,
Yeah.
then take it to your own hands. Put your own safeguards on top
Absolutely
of the already existing safeguards. You don't just trust the safeguards.
Right.
The thing is, it might fall down, right?
Correct.
And if it falls down, you are getting blamed.
That would be right.
It is not the Wi-Fi standard is going to get blamed.
Right. Of course.
Like think about your app, right? If some people are basically like using it for like a work purpose, and maybe it's like a like a company called maybe like hypothetically called Intel, right?
Yeah.
So and they are going to release their new processors, and they are all talking via WhatsApp, and WhatsApp didn't have any encryption. Let's say something like that, and they are talking very serious about the architecture, right, and the core architecture, and suddenly the Wi-Fi gets totally broken, right? The Wi-Fi encryption gets totally broken, and the user developer gets all the packets, and they kind of get all the conversations, right?
Yeah, right.
Now who is going to get blamed? Like, first of all, that person in Intel, right? For talking in WhatsApp, right? I mean, that is the first thing.
Yeah.
Second thing is that person is going to blame WhatsApp for not having encryption.
Yeah. Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
No one is going to talk about Wi-Fi standards then. Right? Like.
Yeah.
Because it is like affecting so many devices that it doesn't, you can't take any blame anymore, right? I mean.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
So even using what is the prevention for this particular thing is basically using a
HTTPS site.
HTTPS and also VPN, right? I mean VPN with a encryption scheme, right? Okay. And also don't compress data in VPN, because with that means that people can actually decrypt your traffic very easily, because now it is compressed, it is easier to handle, right? I mean.
I see. Right.
So don't use compression, use encryption to a next level, right?
Perfect.
That will absolutely, I guess, be enough. But you can't avoid Wi-Fi from your life, because nowadays people are even getting to a point where they are not even having ports in their phones, right? I mean, my laptop personally doesn't even have Ethernet.
Oh man.
I prefer Ethernet everywhere, right?
Mine is also doesn't have. Yeah, right.
I use Ethernet everywhere I can, and a laptop is one place where I can, but it is much more pain in the ass because I have to use dongles
I
to
see.
use
Type C
um,
to not converter.
Type C to yes. And in phones, I guess phones with Ethernet. Like think about
Oh man.
it.
Yeah. People
Yeah,
are removing headphone jack
government
and
already told us, right? Don't use Wi-Fi. It's
correct. Yeah.
already unsafe.
If possible,
Oh man, I think we have to also talk about Bluetooth. Like Bluetooth also got dead before
yeah.
this. Like Bluetooth got dead before this thing. There
Oh
is a
man.
vulnerability through which actually you can get root access to any device having Bluetooth.
Oh, oh man.
It is a Linux vulnerability, so it doesn't affect Windows, right?
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
like Windows now, like for now. But it is patched. It is absolutely patched, right? I mean, if you're using Linux distro, don't even worry about this. Like it is
Yeah.
patched. But
Right.
the thing is, if you're using Android, doesn't worry about it, right? I mean, if you're this old Android.
Yeah. Right. And generally,
So
like patches are on the kernel level, right? And Android generally doesn't update kernel much. Even if the custom ROMs are updating, the kernel is like a separate thing. So
like the
people
thing is, they don't update the version, but they do software, like
yeah,
not software, the patches, right?
security
Like
patches also. I see.
just the security. Like the kernel itself is old, but the security is updated.
I see.
So yeah, I mean, it is secure enough. But the thing is, it is secure until your ODM decides, like OEM decides, you don't need to
Yeah.
be secure anymore, right?
Yeah. Generally, that happens just 2 years after we purchase the device. Like you
Yeah,
are blacklisted. Like your device is actually blacklisted out of the OTAs and those. So generally,
around 3 years now because of the fights, right? I mean,
I see. I see. Yeah.
but only because of the fights. That was 2 years.
Correct.
Like, yeah, people have to change their device every 3 years, I guess now.
Absolutely.
You know,
Like first.
old install Linux, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
I think that will get
Hmm.
that will start to get not an option
Correct.
as the Magisk guy has just left. He is going to patch everything
He's going to patch it.
to a point
Yeah.
where even unlocking bootloader, you'll be greeted with Android with unlocked symbol. That is it. Done. For the privilege
Okay.
of seeing unlocked symbol, you can unlock your bootloader.
Correct. I mean, there
Yeah.
is only one way which I can see. Like you will be using TWRP with those. Now the thing is that every Magisk module which is there will be kind of uh, not working. So those authors of those of them will create the TWRP flashable things again, which was the old way, and then we will be moving back to the this
Legacy
where
way, right?
yeah, legacy way, correct. We won't be having the root access inside the system while the system is booted, but we can actually flash the things using TWRP.
The thing
So
is, Magisk prevented those modules being detected
I
by the
see,
apps.
I see, right.
Nowadays, like stealth is gone. That's the problem. Like stealth
Yeah,
is no longer there, right?
correct.
The stealthy route is dead.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a dark time for technology, right? I mean,
Yeah. And the,
this
the
situation.
the thing is that majority of the people they don't even see this coming, or if this comes, then also they don't feel this like this is happening with us. That's the
I
main
mean,
issue.
only when they are like, at the last moment, right? They will
Yeah,
think, like now it doesn't affect them, right? I mean,
mm,
after some time it will start affecting because now the Android is progressing because of custom ROMs.
correct.
Think about the newest feature that got added to Android. You know the newest feature which got added to Android?
Uh, like those screenshot editing
Now
and
if you
mhm,
set the wallpaper right in Android 12,
mhm.
what happens is your whole
Yeah,
theme
I see, I see.
changes.
Right. That color
Does it
palette
does
thing.
it feel any similar to something else? Like
Oh man, That is
It was there are customers for ages.
ages. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like the thing is, Google is copying custom ROMs.
yeah. And
Without custom ROMs, Google has zero innovations. Like it is zero. Like
absolutely.
I mean, they are digging their own grave. But the thing is, the grave is digged, but they won't fall in it because people don't keep like people will keep using it
Yeah. People will
forever.
keep. Yeah. It is like people do understand nowadays because they are getting ads and those things, and their devices are deliberately being slowed by the OEMs. Like OnePlus is
Like
slowing.
unless they are really getting pinked, right? I mean,
Yeah.
poked.
I mean,
Like
no.
poked in the sense like in the sense like ads, right?
Yeah.
They basically come in front of them, right?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Like
Correct.
this is
Correct.
how subtle. Like it just happens,
Yeah.
slowly happens until they lose full control.
Absolutely.
It is like right to repair, right?
Right. Correct.
So what is the next topic? It is right to repair.
Yeah. We can take right to repair now. Right. So, right to repair is kind of a movement which started by Louis Rossmann. You can see. This guy is basically is the leader for the thing. So his agenda is only one, that manufacturers should allow the OEMs to sell the spare parts, or I mean that's the base requirement. And the best thing is, like, they share the block diagrams and those things, so that people who are kind of into DIY and those things, they can actually repair the stuff, right? And but the thing is, going in the other way. Like, companies are actually preventing you from repairing the thing. Like, even there are laws for the thing. Like, even in Tesla, if you change the software and those things, they will abandon you from the supercharger network and those things. So it is like totally a haywire scenario here. Yeah, bro, like you can pick up from here, I
Okay,
guess.
so the thing is, I don't know, like old days, right?
Yeah,
We had like we buy stuff, you get the schematic with it.
right.
Like you buy a computer, you have those schematics, like
Yeah,
the total circuit diagram, right?
right.
Like think of those manuals, troubleshooting manuals. Like
That's right.
I mean, what do you get now? Like
Apple stickers. Oh man.
yeah, you get stickers. Yeah, like stickers, right? I mean, yeah, the next goes the box. Like
Oh
now
man.
we don't have a charger, right?
Yeah.
We don't have charger, we don't have earphones.
Yeah.
Next no box. The
No.
phone comes in like a wrap.
Yeah. Literally this
Mail
tin
directly
box.
to oh man.
Like, I can understand.
In the name of saving Earth, right?
Yeah, right.
In the name
Absolutely.
of saving Earth. Right. Okay. So yeah, like do you know what will happen if you just buy two iPhones and you just do a small thing, that is swap their batteries?
They won't boot.
They will boot for sure. They will say
Okay.
that the battery is damaged, right?
Oh man.
Like exactly coming from, blessed by Tim Cook, right? I mean, blessed by Tim Cook from the factory, right? Directly. The thing is, it has to be blessed after it is being assembled, right? I mean,
I see. I
if
see.
you open it and swap it, then it's not blessed anymore, right? If
Correct.
you swap it back, it is again blessed. So it works.
Okay.
So give me a good reason to pair the battery to the motherboard. Like,
I see.
do you think there is a good reason to do that? I mean,
Oh man.
like, yeah, like according to Apple, like pairing the battery, like like having it paired means
Hmm.
a lot to security actually. Like,
Oh,
if the battery is like unpaired, right? I mean, if
yeah.
it is replaceable, then everything is unsecure. Like
I see.
your apps gets breached, your photos get breached, like everything gets breached.
Oh man, there is a microchip inside that battery, which will actually track all of your movements.
I mean the encryption is done in the battery, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like
you know,
what?
what is M1? What is T1? Nothing, right? Everything is inside that damn battery.
The thing is, the battery is a powerhouse. Like, I mean, it is a powerhouse. Like, you just replace that, put a new one, you get a
Correct,
little bit more life in your old phone. Like,
correct, absolutely. And we do every day that thing, right? Like we eat something at lunch, we eat something at dinner. Next day we eat
it's,
something different. That is what
it's
phones
just,
do.
I don't know, like, maybe pairing fingerprint reader to the motherboard. Good
Yeah,
reason, right?
yeah, yeah.
Maybe like camera because, face recognition.
Yeah, it could be also. I mean, it is not
A good
logical, but
reason, right? I mean, it is not a good idea, but still okay. Like, okay
okay.
in the sense, like, yeah, like,
Yeah, we can expect accept.
finger fractured, okay, right?
Yeah, right. Oh
But
man.
like battery, like seriously. I mean, next thing they are going to do is like pair the charger.
Yeah.
If you are
Um,
not if you are not having the charger which is blessed by Tim Cook, then the phone will like charge the charger, right?
yeah, actually.
Oh man, right. The thing is, I have no idea like
Hmm.
why, right? The thing is, it started in phones. Now it's spreading to cars,
Oh,
like
yeah, Tesla.
Tesla, right?
Tesla, of
Like
course.
the cars are becoming tech.
Yeah, yeah, right.
The Tesla will basically ban you from superchargers. Think about getting banned from
Yeah,
superchargers. Like, I mean,
like
in India, we don't care.
yeah.
Have superchargers. We don't care,
Like
right?
for Indian people, like the context would be you are getting banned from petrol pumps.
Yes.
So only way you can fill the petrol is by going to the petrol pump, take the petrol in one bottle, come home, and then fill.
Yeah, and the petrol only drips in very slowly, right? I mean,
Yeah, very slowly. Yeah, it
yeah,
won't
very
it
slowly.
won't just drip out like that. Like drip, 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 drip. Oh
That is,
man.
I don't know. Like, the thing is, they are all saying intellectual property, right?
Yeah.
You know that case from ice cream machine, like
Uh,
McDonald's ice cream machine?
yeah, yeah, right.
Oh man, like the ice cream machines even got
Oh
law.
man. Even those tractors, right? Those farmers and software of those tractors are also.
Like seriously, ice cream machine. I mean, it's just an ice cream machine. It is just supposed to do one thing: make ice creams. It is not making like
Yeah.
a. It is not powered by nuclear power or anything.
Oh man.
I mean, it is not going to go nuclear, or it is not going to make the food poisonous.
Correct.
I mean, if you mix it the wrong way, then what happens is the food don't taste that good.
Yeah, exactly.
It is not going to make a poison or something. I mean, that what is the good explanation? I mean, I don't get it. Like
Yeah.
seriously, there is no good reason for ice cream machines to get firmware locked.
Absolutely not.
And thing is, the ice cream machines, right, in USA, you have McDonald's, right? And
Yeah.
50% of McDonald's are dead with ice cream machines. Like they have some fault in the ice cream machines, right?
Yeah. And also.
And that itself is a problem with the manufacturer because manufacturer is not manufacturing the ice cream machine to be durable.
Correct.
Now, the person has to fly from the like the manufacturer to your location, right?
Right.
And that will take around 1-2 weeks.
Oh.
So until then, the ice cream machine is dead, right?
Oh.
There is people who are going to ask ice cream are not going to get ice cream because the ice cream machine is dead.
Right.
And one of these McDonald's employees just go ahead, and he has a computer science major, so he just goes ahead and debugs the ice cream machine and makes a device which can actually like tell you what is wrong with the machine by reading the
Yeah.
firmware codes, right? I mean, there's a debug interface in the ice cream machine, 100%. You always have a debug interface in any microcontroller, right? And
Correct.
it can just read the data from the debug interface and
Right.
say what is going
Hmm.
wrong, right? And what happened is they told it is a threat to intellectual property. Like,
Oh.
I mean, yeah, like intellectual property of a ice cream machine, and the debug codes are intellectual property. Like,
Oh man.
I mean, it is not really decompiling the code and putting the code or something or modifying the code, right?
Got it. Very.
It is just going to read what the machine spits out.
Yeah. Got it.
Like, and they are even going to avoid warranty if people are going to use that.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no way for them to know if they have used it, but
Yeah.
they
That
see
also.
you using it, then they are going to avoid your warranty. I mean, like no one saw it coming, right? I mean, like if it went this far as the repair of an ice cream machine
Yeah.
is required, like an ice cream machine, right? Then like we have to fix from there. Like that is
Correct.
the point from which we have to start fixing up the
Correct.
stuff. Like,
Absolutely.
we have to fix ice cream machines, then we have to fix iPhones with all others, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like even Samsung, like if you exchange batteries from Samsung, like you can just buy a S21, right?
Right.
Just change the cameras, back camera, just take it out, put it to the other, not S21, and take the other, like just swap, right?
Yeah.
The camera won't work anymore. The main shooter will show up when you click. It will say like camera error occurred.
Wow.
Yeah, like it is. Samsung is doing it.
Yeah.
You can
Like
just search.
if
You can just search like Hugh Jeffries, right? Hugh Jeffries, like YouTube, in YouTube itself, right?
Okay.
YouTube.
Can you spell out the thing?
Uh, let's say S21 camera swap, right? S21 camera swap. Okay. It is not. You can say HUGH Jeffries, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that is the channel itself, like the correct channel it is,
Okay.
but not the correct video, right?
Okay. So I can
Maybe
go
like
inside.
Samsung camera swap breaks or something, right?
Yeah.
Search for something like
In
that.
any channel, I guess you can search.
I mean, he makes a lot of swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, is
There you go.
Samsung logging out? Yeah,
There you go.
S20. Okay, it's not S21. Okay.
I
So this
see.
is S20, right? I mean, this is more terrifying. This is not the new one. This is the old one.
Oh.
This is locked now, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's not Apple just doing it. Apple showed manufacturers that
This
is a
can be
good
done.
way to get business.
Yeah. Just like
Like think
headphone jack.
about
Just like
you
charger.
drop your phone, right? You lose
Yeah.
OS.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely easy, right? I mean, you just drop your phone, the
Hmm.
motor in the camera dies, and you lose a OS. Or there are cases where you lose focus, right? The
Right.
motor in the camera dies, lose focus, right?
Hmm.
And after the focus is dead, it is dead. Like the camera
Absolutely.
modules has to be replaced.
Yeah.
For replace the camera module, you have to beg Samsung. Like, will you replace this camera module or not?
Are you
They'll say,
manufacturing this
oh,
thing?
like Yeah, like this model is very outdated. Like we don't have the parts ready. Can you like wait like 1 year or so? Like, and we'll be saying, oh, that is a long time. How like how is the S21? Is it pricey? Right? I mean, like that is what happens, right? I mean, and people just go ahead and buy a new one because it is really pain to fix the old one.
Absolutely.
Like if you open an Apple iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Everything is modular. Like the screen is literally modular,
Hmm.
your battery is modular, like everything is modular, right?
Correct.
It is modular to a point where you can say like anyone, even a kid can repair the iPhone if they
Yeah.
wanted to.
Right.
That means that they actually did design with the mind of repairing, right?
Yeah.
Like they did think about repairing it,
Correct.
but they are not
Only
going
that.
to give parts, and the parts is going to be like 10x the price, so that the people are going to buy the new phones rather than repair the one.
Nice. It is like you are buying a pen, and then when the refill is over, the refill's price is more than the pen. So you'll just
Yep,
buy it.
absolutely. I mean, there are situations where I have basically encountered that, right?
Oh,
Refill prices literally around 90% of the pen.
oh man.
Those gel pens.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were notorious for that.
Oh,
Gel pen goes like 10 rupees and the refill goes like 8 rupees.
what the Yeah.
I mean, like, that is messed up, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's
if,
so
like that, this is also messed up.
correct.
Everything is, I don't know, like, we didn't see this coming. Like, think about something like this, right? I mean, like the oscilloscope I have in back, right? I mean, if it is having some issues, I'm not able to fix it
Oh man.
because the manufacturer is not going to give me parts. That is 50,000 rupees over there, right?
Right.
I can buy a new one.
Absolutely not.
I want to fix that, right?
Yeah, yeah, correct.
I mean, if my laptop, like, something like a laptop webcam dies,
Right.
I can just go ahead and buy a new laptop for that. I need to
Absolutely.
repair that, right?
Correct. Correct.
And if Apple keeps doing this, all the manufacturers will follow this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And at last, nothing will be repairable.
Correct. 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 Like, see, Apple taught two things. I mean, lots of things, but two major things. One is you limit the user by software. One is you limit the user by hardware. So
Yes.
hardware, we all know, started from headphone jack, then this charger thing, and now it is like even maybe the charging point won't be there, but we cannot comment on that because it has not happened. Second is like software. So you are limiting the software. I mean the frequency at which the CPU is running, so that your OS gets sluggish, and then you buy the new phone. Now OnePlus is repeating the same thing with Oxygen OS 11. You know why Carl Pei left the OnePlus? Because of this thing. Like OnePlus is deliberately putting hawks in their Oxygen OS 11 in the older models like OnePlus 7, OnePlus 7 Pro, and those things, so that people buy 9 and 9 Pro. So, like this was taught by Apple.
I
Oh,
mean, I even experienced that, right? My
oh,
OnePlus 3T, right?
okay.
Got an update after a long time. And that update was buggy AF. Like, it was buggy to a point where I would just
Hmm.
consider downgrading. But the downgrade doesn't work because, you are downgrading to a lower version of Android.
Yeah.
So you don't really want the lower version of Android. Then what I settled with was to use a custom ROM.
Yeah.
And now the custom ROM, you already know, like
It is
it
going
is
to be
going
dead.
sideways.
It is going to be dead.
Yeah, it is going to be dead. So I think I made the right choice by buying a Note. I mean, like, that will be the last phone I will ever own. which will be
Yeah.
Android.
Yeah,
And
I was just thinking the same.
maybe even like I think Windows Phone should have succeeded because at least
Yeah, at
they
least they
should
had some competitor, right? Some competitor.
some competitor. Yes, I mean
Monopoly
Linux
is
has
very good.
no chance yet. Like
Yeah,
the thing
it will
is, the
take.
hardware, like the manufacturers who are agreeing to power
Hmm.
Linux phones are literally trash. Like
Yeah, they are
the
fresh.
chips they produce are like literally, I don't know, ancient, right?
Absolutely.
Ancient chips. And these ancient chips are really hard to power.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
correct.
they take the full power, like you take the full power of the chip to basically run Linux
Yeah, yeah.
because it is very ancient. 2013, 2012,
Oh
ancient,
man,
right? I mean,
Abram,
yeah, like
what do you
this
expect?
is the pinnacle, right? I mean, this is the pinnacle of
Yeah, like what is your expectation before? I mean, what time will Linux phones take to rise? 1 year, 2 years, 3 year, 4 year? What do you say?
like the thing is, I
Mm.
don't know if it will even rise, right? I mean, Linux desktops
Oh,
have never rised up. Like it has always been an enthusiast thing, and it is still an enthusiast thing. I'm not sure it will rise up. Like
correct.
the thing is, it might be popular. Like I might buy it, you might buy it, right?
Mm. Yeah, but everyone else,
Everyone else will still be with Android, like people are with Windows. Like the
correct,
thing is,
correct.
um, like I don't see the OS as a like a OS partially, right? I use both Windows and Linux, and in majority of time use actually Linux.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do use Windows also, right? But the thing is, Windows and Linux are not that apart in the things. Like
Mm.
you do have full admin access in Windows, you do have full admin access in Linux. Only thing is Windows is not open source and it is more glitchy and buggy, right?
Yeah.
That is the only difference, and it do compensate that by having support for apps and support for features which are not yet being implemented, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it is not really like it is not capable, right? I mean,
Mm.
it is not implemented in Linux yet.
Yes.
So yeah, like currently I'm using Windows with the Discord because I just want to have the noise cancellation of Discord. But the thing is, uh, like I majority of the time use Linux, right? I just come to Windows just for this. Like
Correct.
it is just that the OS is basically a tool. And why don't I stick with Windows is because the RAM utilization is too much to a point where I can't run as many apps as Linux has. So
Right.
it is more like a tool for me. And also Linux does allow me to use uh, like things like Nmap, and even like the shell looks much more easier to use
Mm.
than Windows
Absolutely.
shell and things like that. Yet in Linux, you don't feel the OS is like a hurdle, right?
Correct.
But in Android, that OS is not like a hurdle. It is a full stop, right? I mean, it's like you can't do it. Like in
Yeah.
Windows, if you want to scan for Wi-Fi
Mm.
net, like the every device in the Wi-Fi,
Mm.
then you can do it,
You can do
right? I
it. Yeah.
mean, you just need
Absolutely.
a third-party app. That is it.
Absolutely
But
correct.
in case of Android, you can do it until now, but with
Yeah.
Android 12, it's just going to die.
It's going
Like,
to die. Yeah.
and you already know that the task killing and stuff like that. Like,
Mm.
you can install a third-party task manager in Windows and also in Linux,
It's.
but you can't install a third-party task manager in Android
Mm. Right.
because Android has locked it down.
Correct.
Do you know how much memory you use? No idea, right? I mean,
No idea. Absolutely. Without
Android
root.
says some average thing, average number.
Yeah. Right.
Presently, I mean, no one has any idea of how much the RAM you
Exactly.
use.
Exactly.
Like with ADB, you can get how much, but the thing is, it is for developers, right? It is
I
not
see.
for normal people.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, the phone is becoming less of a computer, more like a phone, right? Now, like
Correct.
it is getting degraded. But the thing is, it is still a badass computer, right?
Yeah. Hardware wise, it is like it is rising for sure. Software-wise, it is great.
I mean, only company which is doing right, I feel like it is Samsung, because they are having the decks and those things which makes phones the computer,
Right.
right?
More like
I
computer.
mean,
Yeah.
they are stepping towards,
Yes.
they are pushing the boundaries of uh, Android, right? In the sense, like, Android doesn't actually allow you to really have windowing support, right? I mean, there is
Right.
window, but you can only run one window at a time.
Yeah.
But Samsung had windowing support for ages. I mean,
Yeah. It was.
one case, right? Samsung didn't add any more features than they had previously, right?
Right.
It was there from I don't know, like Note 5 or something like,
Yeah.
right?
Most of it. Yeah.
Multi-window
TouchWiz era.
support.
TouchWiz era.
And Dex, I think Dex was not there, right? I mean,
That's
Dex is a new thing they
yeah.
added.
It's a new thing. Yeah. Because
Dex is a new thing.
that was not
From
there
Note
because
10 and those kind of things, Dex was there. Note 9, I guess. I mean,
the only reason is that the hardware was not powerful at that time.
powerful yet. But the thing is, Dex is the right thing to do, because now you can use the phone at least like a desktop OS. You
Absolutely.
can run multiple apps.
Right.
Think about it. People are having more RAM in their phones than even laptops, right?
Yeah. Right.
Then why can't the laptops
Yeah.
be phones?
Samsung is actually giving a way to utilize that RAM, but other
Absolutely.
OEMs are actually locking it down. Not other
Locking it down.
OEMs.
Yes,
Google
yes.
itself is locking it down.
Google is the culprit, right? They are locking down.
Yeah.
I mean, they absolutely have the means to implement windowing support.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The thing is, instead of embracing the Xcode, right, as it is,
Yeah.
they made their own, display infrastructure
Right. Right.
from
Right.
scratch using
Correct.
Java, right?
Correct.
They made from their own,
Yes.
like cold art, right, Android runtime.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why do that? Because the thing is, if they did that, Xcode, like, upgrade Xcode to a point where it runs in your phone, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in as a like display manager, and you
Correct.
can take any desktop environment and strip it down to make it a mobile desktop environment.
Yeah.
Then it would have benefited everyone, because
Exactly.
now the Linux community gets a source code and is usable.
Yeah. It is usable everywhere. Correct.
It
In
would
that
have
case.
helped Plasma project. It would have
Absolutely.
helped Ubuntu Touch.
Yeah.
Google is deliberately doing this. I mean,
Yeah. Because they don't want competitor.
absolutely.
And then they
The
say
thing is,
we
one thing I
support
have to
open source.
say, right?
Yeah.
Before even Google acquired Android was going this route, right? So
Oh,
I think they could have changed it, but still they didn't.
I see.
That
I
is the
see.
main thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that concludes
Yeah.
all the topics.
That
Right?
concludes very much. So, like YUB is still remaining, but as the episode has been more than 1 hour and 30 minutes, I guess we can include this thing in the podcast 3, right?
Absolutely, I think
Perfect.
that will be fine.
Perfect.
Okay, so YUV is also really simple. So let's and also it is lengthy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a little bit of
Correct.
time to explain.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
think I think it is
Yeah,
fine to.
by this we can conclude.
So is there anything planned for next other than YUV? Like,
You suggest like this, if there is any hot news, we will absolutely cover it, like the Apple and Wi-Fi and these things. But other than that, we will think over it. Right now, I guess we don't have any pending topics.
any of the topics, yeah. So
We will
I
come
think
out for sure.
we will find something. So
Absolutely.
already we have one. That's
Yeah.
YUV. Right?
Yeah.
So that is something.
Right.
Right.
Perfect. And even like we can ask in our that group, what the people.
Okay, if there is any suggestions, then people can actually say that, right?
People can actually comment in the video, or maybe I'll link the Tux group, so in that also people can comment.
Perfect.
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 So by that, we conclude. So please like, share, and subscribe, everyone, and also support open source. Thank you, everyone, for watching the episode. Goodbye. Take care.